Hello everyone, Parmesan here, playing Make a Good 24-Hour Mega Man level. This is the very first project that I have directed. So I don't really know if this is a Let's Play or a developer commentary. I didn't actually make most of the levels, it was a contest. But I figure me talking and going through this, I figure I can, A, it'll be a fun time, and B, I can give some insight into some things, because this contest has a lot of oddities. So, one, what this contest was, basically in a shitpost server I'm in, we made a... two of us, myself and Minimacro said, hey, let's try judging something, and I'm like, yeah, sure, that sounds like a fun idea. He's like, you should run. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not, I'll do this. And then we chose some weapons by frantically shitposting for 10 minutes and then voting. Neo made the weapons, and then I released the dev kit with about 2 hours of testing. It's a miracle that this game's out. And then contestants were given a box, which consisted of 2 gimmicks and 2 enemies. And then they made a level based on them, so some really good designers in here that made not good levels. And so the whole time constraint, it's the same idea as creative writing, where when doing constrained writing and creative writing, where you have to do something that you normally wouldn't in a very short amount of time. So, more of to test yourself and test the limits of what you can do, rather than making a good final product in some ways. Also, this served as a purpose for me running a public contest based on this, that I have a better idea of what I'm doing. So this was testing for a lot of things. So eventually there will be the sequel 48 Hour. I'll probably talk about that more later, but doing this gave me a better idea of how to run 48 Hour. So, let's hop in. I'll start with, Pollution Park. For no good reason. I'm not playing them in a particular order. So we've got 4 weapons, all of which are kind of awful in some way. We've got Water Wave, which you can use when you're in the air. In the original engine you could not, which was kind of a shame. Time Stopper, I think this weapon's kind of garbage. It's... You slow time down, whoop-de-doo. Super Arm, can't really do much with, and Chill Spike, which also was originally accurate in the engine, but we changed it to 3 shots so that it was more fun. Then you get Rush Jet, Rush Coil, it's all good stuff. I've played these levels too many times. I think I tried to no-hit this level once during testing. I didn't, but yeah. So this level, he had Wall Blaster, Entity had Wall Blasters, Junk Blocks, which are good and fun, except in this version, for some reason, they die by 1 hit. I have no idea why, but when I gave Entity the dev kit, that's what happened. There's a lot of unexplained oddities that came from this contest. It's always bugged me that this isn't a Guts block. Anyway, so normally you take more hits than 1, whatever, that happens. I think this is a really fun level. I kind of complained about it in my review of it. I think this part, super good time. It's easy, it's just a fun... Okay, good. And here's where it gets kind of spicy. First time I played this, I really loved it. I'd say going on 10 times it's a little bit boring, but I don't think these levels were made to be played 10-15 times, because I've beta tested more than anyone else for this game, and I judged it, and I judged multiple times, and I made sure that the levels worked before we judged. Anyway, so yeah, I think this is a super neat way to use junk blocks. It's not traditional, it's kind of odd, but I think it's a good, interesting outlook on, okay, let me mix these with the reflect blocks, and you make a maze. It's not too threatening, but I still think it's really neat concept. Again, like, you can get hit, but if you're careful, it's not too bad. But I still think it's a super neat and good idea. This section, also, really good use of junk blocks, and here we get our second enemy, the Gremlins. which are pretty cool, and hiding them behind here, I think it was really good use. I think the level was pretty creative. I think the level feels good, the music feels good with what you're doing. The graphics, I think it looks pretty good. They're all... it's a mishmash of graphics from other Mega Man games. I think it's Magma Man and Plant Man and some other stuff. I don't really remember, but it's there. Not my favorite level in the contest, but I will throw a lot of compliments its way. Now here's my main issue. Now we get our second gimmick, the Splash Woman platforms. I think using them here... oh, also they're recolored, which looks nice. Which broke during judging, but I didn't even notice. They don't... Entity never mixed the junk blocks with the Splash Woman blocks. Also they can desync, but apparently that didn't happen to Entity. I can't blame him on stuff breaking. That's kind of out of his control. But yeah, like, the level kind of comes to an abrupt end, where it doesn't really mix the two. I wish there were, I don't know, 3 or 4 more screens where, you know, you get a real good mix of challenge. Also, I improved stuff like, we never knew how many bosses were going to be in the game or what bosses were going to be used, so we never really messed with their weaknesses till after the game was judged. But I really like having Metal Man with Chill Spike. I feel like it makes it a... if I die to Metal Man, I'm gonna be a little upset. I did die to Metal Man, I'm kind of upset. I feel like getting Chill Spike on Metal Man is kind of a fun way to switch up the fight. I think, okay, I can Mega Buster him, and it's whatever. Or, you have a game where you're... I feel like it's harder, but also you damage him. You know, you gotta get up close and more personal with Metal Man. You know, you gotta get a little intimate with Metal Man, it's all good. Okay, I can't do that anymore. I'm really bad at boss fights. That's actually my biggest weakness. And talking during boss fights, they require concentration. And as someone who can't concentrate with shit, this is way harder for me. So, yeah, that's Metal Man. Using Chill Spike's a good time. I'd just say do it because it's fun, not because it makes it easier. So it got a 70. I was kind of harsh on it, but mainly for the point that he doesn't mix the gimmicks well enough, in my opinion, so that kind of lost him on box score and creativity score, but I still think it's a fun and solid level. Let's go with Air Trick. This is Smetis 2's level, who wanted to do creation code hackery, and because of miscommunications, things didn't work properly with the wind, but otherwise I still think this is a fun and just enjoyable level. I think every level in this game is enjoyable, and... oh, whoa, that's a new one. Never seen that happen before. Yeah, I think this is just a good, fun, enjoyable level. It's really easy. That's my only real issue with it, like... other than 1 or 2 jumps, I think dying in this... like, I had trouble dying in this stage. I kinda just blazed through it. Like, I think, like, the 3rd or 4th time I played the level, because I played it, you know, once to make sure it worked, then once to judge. Then I forgot what I judged, so I went back to replay them. And I judged them a 2nd time, because I wanted to get a better opinion, because I was unsure of some things. I just kinda almost no-hit the stage, and I was like, it's really easy. But I still think it's a solid entry for... what the fuck is happening? For being done in 24 hours, I still think this is a good, solid, and fun level. Also, if you go up there, it's death. Is there a... whatever. This seems wrong to me. I feel like I skipped a screen. Yeah, again, like, I think this is a neat use of the birds and the wind, but I feel like it's ultimately just not challenging. And as a judge, and my what the fuck? Oh, I hit a ceiling. Personally, what I look for to have fun is I like difficulty to be a very specific point. Burst Chaser, I think, did that really well if you saw my old videos, but you probably haven't. where it's kind of hard and challenging without being complete bullshit. There's a lot of ROM hacks that do that, but I haven't really played a lot of fan games. I've played more ROM hacks, so getting that sweet difficulty in me was always the most fun. The fun ones were always done well. So this level being kind of easy I thought was a little boring in some ways, but I still think it's a fun ramp. This room I thought was broken when I first judged, to be honest. The Yoku blocks. It's just a timer of like 999 frames or something. I'm not gonna try to do the mental math, but it's long enough that it's uncomfortable, but not long enough that it actually matters. And this, I think Smed fucked up the creation code here. Because there's no music, there's no boss intro, you just fight Toadman, which is a classic Smed thing. Because Skullman and Toadman are besties. What am I at? 11 minutes. I'm gonna end here for the episode. I'll hop in next time and see you then.